Although FDI in defense was increased to 100%, defense manufacturing is still being concentrated in the hands of defense public sector undertaking and ordnance factories. The government, therefore, in 2017, introduced the Strategic Partnership Policy as part of the Defence Procurement Policy of 2016 to promote indigenous manufacturing and larger private participation in manufacture of defense items. Currently, 4 segments have been opened for strategic partnerships. The 2 key stakeholders under the Strategic Partnership Policy are the Indian strategic partner, who plays the role of a system integrator, and the foreign OEM, which is the original equipment manufacturer, who brings in the technology required to develop these platforms. The Indian strategic partner has to be an Indian public company which is owned and controlled by Indian residents or by Indian companies that are ultimately owned and controlled by Indian residents. Management of the Indian strategic partner should be in Indian hands with majority representation on the board of directors. Therefore, the chief executive officers and other senior management have to be Indian residents as well. There is also a mechanism in the strategic partnership policy to calculate the total amount of foreign investment in the strategic partner at every level. The Indian strategic partner and the foreign OEM have the flexibility to decide what kind of an arrangement they want to enter into. It could either be an equity joint venture or a royalty sharing agreement or a technology collaboration agreement. However, the definitive agreements that define the relationship between the strategic partner and the foreign OEM need to be disclosed to the Ministry of Defense. So one of the key conditions under the strategic partnership policy and for the foreign OEM to be shortlisted is that they would provide a formal acceptance from their government that necessary technologies for the platform will be transferred to the joint venture company. This could become an issue because no foreign government will easily grant permission to transfer sensitive national technologies to an overseas joint venture company where the foreign JV partner has no majority ownership or control over the joint venture company. Typically, under the strategic partnership policy, the foreign OEM has no direct responsibility to the MOD. The Indian strategic partner is primarily responsible to fulfill all obligations under the policy. In certain cases, the foreign OEM may be required for contract negotiation if needed, or to sign a tripartite contract with the Ministry of Defense and the strategic partner. Unfortunately, there's no clarity from the government when this direct interface with the MOD is needed or where a tripartite agreement is necessary. We therefore see robust documentation between the strategic partner and the foreign OEM, where the strategic partner has recourse to the foreign OEM, and therefore the OEM is not necessarily required to contract directly with the MOD. There are a few shortcomings in the strategic partnership policy. However, the success of the strategic partnership policy will primarily depend on the ability of the foreign OEM to bring in the formal acceptance from their governments to transfer technology to the Indian strategic partner, as well as the Indian regulatory framework being able to deliver the level of protection required for these technologies to be transferred to the Indian strategic partner, especially in a case where the foreign OEM cannot have majority ownership or control over such Indian company.